And welcome. I'm Peasant, and today we are continuing with Thematic Roundabout, the new and frankly baffling feature that I've decided, which is playing thematic in a going circular around the thematic boards. Maybe on the second loop we'll throw in some live recordings. Well, not live, but physical recordings. Anyway, I've decided I wanted to go for a kind of 60-40 win rate. England's a bit awkward because this jump from here to between level 4 and 5 is actually a really big difficulty jump. And I'm pretty sure, don't want to brag or anything, well, I'm not that sure, but if I was playing with Snake, I think this might be too easy and this might be too hard. So I've gone with the slightly harder one, and when you see my opening explore, you'll go, okay, Peasant, did you just sit there restarting it? No. Anyway, thank you so much, Hypershadow and Gerrit, for the suggestion. And if you want to influence where the next one goes, there'll be a comment pinned that will tell you the rules. I'm actually going to have rules next time. Anyway, let's not blather about that too much. So England, key things to remember: they're going to try and build London. 7 or more buildings in a single land. That's a lost condition. They've also got their extra build in what will be London, the escalation build. Hopefully I'm not going to forget too much here. The weird thing is that actually the difference between 5 and 6 isn't that high, but I know that this is probably already a test for me, and this is going to be particularly hard for Serpent because it can be a bit of a slow start. If I do draw growth through sacrifice, I won't take it, but I'll feel bad about it. Anyway, this extra health is a pain. Let's see how many times I forget that that's in play. And the extra build is also potentially quite painful. It's just pain everywhere. And of course, there's the England adjacent building shenanigans. And yeah, here's my opening explore. The Mountain Explore. Basically is a turn off. You'll notice that there are no buildings adjacent to here. So this is an explorer that started the game in there. This also has been completely ignored. So that's the joy, I guess, of the thematic board. Is that it's a bit swingy, It's a bit of a swinger. And I did look at this a little bit before recording, and the reason I don't go into the SAP screen is so that there's a lot of stuff to front load on a video, and I don't want to be also puzzling through what the hell I'm doing strategically. So kind of you actually got this is a good snake land, thinking about future Aegises, but we might even be able to just keep this land mostly free, hopefully. And this isn't a spirit that I know that well. This is not. I can't just play this on autopilot. I'm also quite looking forward to not having to worry about making rules mistakes. The game enforces them for me. Another flawless rules performance. Okay, so what do we have? We're going to have a town build in here. One thing I think that is really good with Serpent is to use this Moon Mountain ability to push the town, and 2 Fear is not to be sniffed at either. So what I could do is place a presence in here and shoot for the... God, I'm pretty sure I can do it turn 1. I have played this game before. Or did I just imagine? Oh yeah, if you go with Gift of the Deeps, you can kind of squeeze a double moon, double mountain using this side ability, and I think this is a nice turn 1, and we've got a good candidate for it. This presence going here isn't the best possible presence, but I think we've had I think it's still worth doing. So we're going to do that. In order to do that though, I need a non-zero amount of energy. I will have an energy, and yeah. And my memory is not telling me what to do. So I will, of course, be placing presents. I think I probably want to gain a power card. Thing is, we have all the power cards we need, and we're going to gain one here anyway. I'm going to gain the energy for flexibility. Though having the power card means I can actually plan my life. We could even get something really good turn 1. We can always gain the energy turn 2, because turn 2 we're probably going to want to absorb the essence. You're going to absorb that essence. Yeah, we've got a good turn 1 here. gaining one of any isn't enough to use our town push here, our Moon Mountain town push, but it will be next turn. Okay. So I think I want to gain a power card, and I'm just going to do Gift of Primordial Deeps this turn, playing this, aiming for a turn 2 Absorb Essence and something else. So it doesn't actually make any odds to gain the... I could do these in either order. So I'm going to gain a minor power card first. And let's hope I don't get offered Growth Through Sacrifice, because I'm not taking it. Interesting. The game's offered us an alternate way of... Actually, no, it doesn't deal with that at all, Peasant. What are you talking about? Okay. This is an interesting collection. So one thing I have learned playing the Spirit, again, not a particularly high difficulty or anything, is that building up these elements is nice. This is a red herring, especially in solo. It's very hard to get these elements. And I think if you got the perfect cards for it, like for example, this might even be a perfect card for it. It's the fire, water, plant, and kind of cards that are like fire, water are slightly less common. Or am I just imagining that? Might be just imagining that. Entirely possible. So I think I want to go Moon. Yeah, definitely going to go down this track. I don't know why I'm even thinking about it. But I think pushing for Moon Mountain elements, or yeah, these elements here. So Moon, Fire, Mountain. So this is a Moon Fire. It's also nice and cheap. I like that. Wilds tokens, especially on a map like this. If we put, say, a Wilds token in here, there's benefits. If we put a Wilds token in here, we could just not worry about wetlands. Though England will squeak a building under there, so actually Wilds tokens are not that relevant in this matchup, which leaves us with Moon Fire or Poison Dew. Now, having said that this is a waste of time to pursue, I'm probably going to stick with that. If I could get a Water Mountain green card, so something like Gift of Power, I think that's a Water Mountain green card, I would be up for that. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with pursuing these elements. So one of these. Beasts are our friends. Where is our starting beast? It's all the way over here. Miles away from everything. But this would be a nice thing to squeak out, because beasts... the more beasts, the merrier, really. And given the weakness of the wilds in this matchup, also the fact that enemies that are kind of in with our presence are not really a problem, because we have the incredible elemental Aegis. So we're not so worried about this kind of situation. If an invader explores in with us, we can, that's not a big deal for us. So I think it's going to be the Panthers. And we're going to, of course, add a presence. And in order to use our Moon Mountain thing, we actually have to be in there, because it is a 0 ranger. So I'm going to go in there. And we just get the one play. So unless we get a really good Moon Mountain card, we will not be using that. We will not be using the immediate play. We'll see what we get. Well, okay, that's a... Ooh, we could actually use this to add a beast in immediately. And it's also potentially defend 4. Now, this requires a sacred site. We don't really deal in sacred sites so much as Snake, in my experience. So this is targeting from a sacred site is also less of interest, though we can make a sacred site by moving our presence around. Twilight, I'm tempted to do this just to add a beast in, because the more beasts, the more fear, but it is going to cost me my singular energy. But next turn we're going to do the gain 4 energy, so we're going to be fine for Absorb Essence. Absorb Essence actually will gain us an energy net, and we'll probably just squeak in one of these cards. And this could be useful, because we can use this to maybe make a sacred site. I do want to think about preventing them building London in here. So Drought is it's a very good way of doing a lot of damage. It does place a blight though, and we don't like blight that much. We could use it also to destroy our own presence to avoid the deep slumber limitation. A little bit. Sorry if I'm going a bit too fast. I'm difficulty 10, you see. You've got to keep it quick. This is going to cost me an energy to place a beast. I think that's worth it. I think it's worth it. Let's just hope I'm not short on energy later on. But the drought. This is a lot of damage. The sun element's not ideal, but the fire mountain is good. This ability is useful. And the other thing is that this sidestepped the fact that all the buildings have got extra health. Do I have to take drought? I have to take drought. I think I have to take drought. The other thing is that this is not horrible, right? This this threshold effect, we do have any's on our track. And this is, I think we take drought. We're not going to use it straight away. Or are we? We could do it in here. If there was a town, if we could clear this land, then yeah, I would definitely do it. If we could clear this, definitely do it, because all of a sudden, that's a whole load of explores that never happen. I think we take the drought. Okay, and I'm going to gain the elements. So we've got our Serpent rouses and anger there. Okay, let's see where we're invading. The wetlands. So again, very lucky early explorers. You know, this is de rigueur. Let's bust out some anglicised French. Make you all think I'm cleverer than I am. So we'll put this in here. Half of fear cards, and then we'll push, and I'll push towards the coast. Because that's the way to push. It's going to be nice. We're not going to need to use our Aegis straight away. I think this is almost always what I'm going to want to be reclaiming early. So I'm going to be happy that the Ravage next turn we can just ignore. High immigration is also going to be a pain. We'll push in with this beast here. The beast might take care of business. Okay, so we're back to the growth phase. We have no Ravages to worry about. In fact, this will clear this land, unless the event ruins our day. And we could potentially, well, the initial plan anyway, was to do Absorb Essence and potentially do a similar town push, which will get us our first Fear card. I mean, we don't have to worry about this land. This final stage 1 card is either going to be a jungle or a desert. Either way, all of a sudden the game's going to feel a lot harder. Because it's going to be a triple explore. So that's a thing. I think so I need to be thinking about maybe trying to collect more of these sun elements. Do I have a way of cheesing it this turn? Any is too far away, I think. We do get an any from Absorb Essence. So if I gain a power that has sun on, that would be good. But this turn, we don't have a 0-coster, and I want to get to 2 plays, so we have to go with the gain energy this turn. But that's fine. I mean, yeah, that's still fine. I think knowing we've got the drought, yeah, it doesn't actually make any odds. I suppose an event might have made a difference there. So I think we're going to do the town push here as well. It doesn't change the explore because there's a town in here, but it is still another Ravage we don't need to worry about. So I'm going to place in here, and we're going to go with very similar. So we're going to absorb some essences, and then we just need to play a card that either has a card that has a mountain on. Actually, no, we could play anything here. We can play anything we like. And here's a nice land. This is going to be a nice land for an Aegis. We're unlikely to be able to defend in here, but we will be able to defend in here if there's a jungle explore. And then for an Aegis in here, this might be a nice land, but I can make that decision next turn. The key thing, of course, is that I want to make sure I remember to do that. This does feel like a bit of a spare turn. Have we got a good gift of flowing power? Not really. So I think I'm just going to squeak out a Panther. So this is like a bit of a gamble. You know, the Beast might be really useful. It might do nothing all game. But as it's early on, I think the odds of it doing some good are, you know, there's good odds. Oh, and typical, I've actually forgotten that I need to absorb an essence but a presence even. So I'm going to take this one because this one is not so good for each scene because it's against lots of different color lands or types of lands, and we want that moon element to get the serpent rousers in anger. I've actually got 2 damage there. Okay, first event card of the game. So stage 1, 1 fear per spirit with at least 1 sacred site. Okay, that's fine. Each beast deals 2 damage. Remove any token that destroys a building. So yeah, England, tough towns. We did clear that. And sand explore. Okay, so they've gone into. Oh, there was a wilderness in there. Okay, that's a bonus. So we've got we can only do damage to buildings with our fire mountain bit. So we could do 2 damage to this town. But it doesn't have any effect. But I've just noticed this little extra here. I think I very rarely use this bottom bit. The ability to just destroy a town is even more valuable against England because of the extra health. So that's pretty nice. We could Prowling Panthers in there to destroy that town. The benefit is that prevents a city build. Unless we become OP in the late game, we're probably going to want to try and win at Terra 3. I kind of want to add beasts though. You know. I want to make sure I don't add to here because we're about to enter stage 2 and the escalation effect will be painful in there. Also thing to bear in mind is I want to push the town away from adjacency to this mountain, and that will prevent the build because it needs to be adjacent to a city or 2 towns. So I need to push this town into here or here rather than here. So I'm actually going to be pushing it inland. Or I could push the town, say, in here and then destroy this town, and that still works. I think in that case, that's what I'm going to do, except it needs to be in a mountain or jungle, peasant. You should read the flipping card. Read the card. It's not that difficult. So we'll push this one in here, prevent this England build in there, and we will add a beast somewhere. We'll add it here. Actually, no, there's actually quite a lot of beasts on the board. Quite a lot. And of course, we're at stage 2. Could be the next explore. Could be anywhere. A beast is actually unlikely to be able to do anything about a town, given that we're against England, but it might help here. So I'm going to put it in here. It also means it can move somewhere. Okay. All right. Okay, back to the old growth. So, should be no build in here because it needs England. They need 2 towns. So that's nice. Ravage in here shouldn't matter. These builds are concerning. This is a nice build to prevent because, again, we're kind of keeping the island clear. Typically now I go down this track to get to the Eni first and the reclaim one. I'd really... Wow, look at all the energy we've got. So much energy. It would be good. What can we actually do that's going to accelerate us here? Ba-ba-bum. And what can we do about this? If they build cities here, then that's awkward because this is going to be a 4, 5, 8 damage ravage. We can't really do anything about that, but we could even gain a major power at this point. Though, if we could get the 3rd sun element, we'd actually be able to use drought with threshold and destroy the city that's built this turn and 2 towns, which would be great. We don't have any blight cleanup. It would be amazing to be able to do that in here, though. God, that'd be glorious. So I think it's tempting to go for an early major here because we've ended up with all this energy. My lack of experience with the spirit's probably showing at this point. We are going to be placing a presence, but we want to if we are going to gain a card. The thing, do we want to reclaim the absorb and to get extra Aegis? It's not going to be that relevant because this is going to bump from 3 to 6. Aegis is not going to be enough because we'll only have absorb 2. So it'll be defend 4, not enough. So I don't think the reclaim for the sake of essence is worthwhile, or these. So yeah, we're definitely not reclaiming. The next question is, do I gain a major power? We can afford to use it. If it's an acceleration power, that would be pretty great. We don't actually have to YOLO, and it also means we can build our strategy around the major that we draw. It's also not a big deal if we can't use it. We've still got... Actually, we're not doing anything this turn if we if we draw a useless major. We should be able to play almost any major apart from cast down if we were to gain it this turn. Yeah, I think we go early major. We probably won't use it that much. Oh, but this is... Yeah, I think we go for an early major. Let's see. Ideally a nice cheap one, you know. Oh, that's the wrong deck, peasant. Alright, he's done it. Okay, then. Oh, the game is offering me the the elements that are helpful for this shenanigans. And it's a sun. And, unlike the gates are deep as Wombo. This is... when I first got Branch and Claw, this was... I flippin' loved this one. When I was, you know, merrily playing on my own and not having to explain myself to anyone. Yeah, I always would take this. Blaze Renewal is kind of tricky for Serpent because of the deep slumber thing. It's a great power and has nice elements. It's got the fire and the mountain, but I mean, yeah, this is kind of a no-brainer. Aside from the fact it's got the sun, we've even got blight removal. Sun plant. Let's see what our track's looking like. It's not going to be that easy to get the sun plant threshold. But this is acceleration. We are Serpent. We've had a slow start, so I think this is the pick. We keep the drought as this is at the moment it's our only real big damage power. And what do we get rid of? It's tempted to get rid of Gift of Flowing Power. I think this is a power that I think I do not fully grasp the true power of. And you could see how it would work nicely with, you know, gaining a power then playing it. Yeah, I think this is a great call. The one problem we've got to think about is our cap. So we're currently at a 7 presence cap. We only have 2. We'll have 3. We'll have 5 by the end of this turn. So we might, if I could sacrifice some presence somewhere, I will do that. We definitely want to hang on to Absorb Essence. Do we get rid of Panthers? Or do we get rid of Gift of Flowing Power? I think this town destruction, I like that. I'm going to get rid of Gift of Flowing Power. So sorry to any Serpent experts that are watching and like, God damn it, peasant, that's the best card. That's the best card we've got. So we're going to Unrelenting Growth this turn. And that's going to mean, it's wild, it's going to mean we can place 2 presents in addition to the one I'm about to place. We could even get to the Reclaim one. It won't matter because it will be mid-turn, so it won't actually have any effect. But it could mean we can get to this any. Yeah, so I think, you know, it's academic really which one I pick. Yeah, it's pretty academic. Right, we do want to think about our placement though. Just because I've got Unrelenting Growth does not mean the win's in the bag. So, you know, if you're thinking it's in there, think again. No build in here because there's only one singular town adjacent. Ravage here is fine. And what I'm thinking about is where to place this presence. We can place it almost anywhere on the board. Or is this a board that started with no blight? It is as well. Wow, I think the nominees for this matchup would have been kind to me. This presence, we could make a sacred site, which might benefit us in some way. I think we set up for a nice Aegis. This is a good Aegis spot for these jungles, if there's a Ravage there. This would be a good Aegis spot for the deserts. So I think we put one in here, thinking about a future Elemental Aegis. Though actually this lot might be cursed anyway. And the other thing to bear in mind is we do kind of want to get rid of some presence. If we're placing 3 a turn with Unrelenting Growth, we need to bin some presence. Now we could use Drought to bin some of our own presence. Oh, wait a second, Peasant. If I go... Yeah, I can actually use Drought this turn to bin some of my own presence, and that's what I'm going to do. We're going to get Threshold. So I'm going to use Drought in this land here. And I'm going to deliberately destroy some of my own presence. Because when we reveal this Any, it should immediately trigger, well, not trigger, but it'll get the threshold on Drought. And we can destroy this presence. And we shouldn't be short of presence on the board because we'll have just plonked down another 2. Do we actually have any damage? We've got a single damage with this. This is just a growth and cheese turn, really. What's our event? Okay, so we're at stage 2. In each land with at least 2 buildings, replace half with cities. Damn it. It's going to clear that jungle, but not anymore. So they're going to do it here. Curse you. And push 2 Dahan from land with cities to land without cities. So that's these ones. This is already defended. It's actually good. We don't have any defend cards. So I think that's... We could cluster... Yeah, I think I'm actually going to make a Doom stack here. So there's a good fight back possibilities. Each player removes an explorer town from a land with disease. Not applicable. Okay, mountain build we got to skip it. And wetland ravage is cleared. Sand build, that's horrifying. And invader card. So... The escalation effect has... We could either build here or here. Well, if we build here, we can destroy every building in there. And especially as this is going to be a ravage, I think that's the... Oh, except it's going to be a city build. God damn it, Peasant. God damn it. Yeah, it's a build. So they're going to plonk a city in either of these. So we're not going to get to clear... well, they're going to build a city in here or a town in here. So I'm going to put the town in here. Yeah, the event has slightly balked our plan, but it's still a good plan, I promise. I promise it's a really good plan. So the first thing we need to do is Unrelenting Growth, and we're going to make a sacred site somewhere. We're currently sitting on 3 presence on the map. Cap of 7. The Rouse is not great. Yeah, I'm thinking the place to hit is here. So we will Drought in here with Threshold. We actually can't target in here right now. And we could Unrelenting Growth in here and then Drought it. Keeping this kind of cap under control. Because especially if we're going to be leaning into Unrelenting Growth, then we need to remove... presence from the board, especially if we're maybe rinsing this little combo for a while. We may as well just do this, gain an energy when I'm thinking of it. This damage is entirely irrelevant. We're also going to get to add a Wilds token, which could be relevant. Yeah, I'm going to go with... So my initial plan was to Drought in here. Oh, but this is looking a bit London-y, right? This is looking... But this is a Ravage next turn. This is not... It felt like it was a straightforward clear here. But the thing we have to worry about is the building of London. I think next turn I'm going to try and gain another major power. And try and get something big and destructive. This is a way off. Even if we are accelerating it, even if we're going really quickly. So this is going to get up to 5. thing is, we can drought it in the future on a future turn. Yeah, I'm going to clear this land. But first I'm going to put presence in here. And going to gain one of these. So rather than get... We could get... Oh no, we need both a moon and a mountain. So yeah, I'm going to go with this. So we should now have the threshold on drought. There it is. So we're going to then drought in here. Which is pretty fun. Pretty fun. Okay, so we've nuked one of our own presence there, and we've got this extra damage, which I think, well, which is irrelevant. I need to just remember to, you know, to nuke this next turn. Okay, what do we got here? So, this will build because there are adjacent multiples of buildings. This Ravage, of course, we kind of, you know, we dealt with it. We took care of business. We would like to keep the island healthy if we can. We would like to do that. I wonder if we can skip the reclaim here. I wonder. I mean, I think we have, you know, to lean into the wombo, we need to unrelenting growth this turn, so the reclaim is kind of non-negotiable. If you were to reclaim, we'd have 6 energy. If you would reclaim and place, which would be enough for maybe growth and Aegis. The Aegis, though, would not be would be enough to defend in here, but not enough in here. Wondering whether to just let it go. Of course, highly dependent on what blight card we get if we are going to deliberately blight it this early. I think doing this is... Is there any world where not getting the unrelenting growth this turn is a better world? If we were to maybe absorb and Aegis, we're still short of the defend in here. We do have a fear card which might influence this, but I wouldn't want to not do the growth for the sake of that. So I think I will reclaim, and I've got a presence move to think about as well. 4 presents on the board, so if we place 1 with our growth option and 2 with growth through sacrifice, sorry, not growth through sacrifice, the other, we're not using growth through sacrifice, then we should be in this position where we've busted through here and we're into high energy or high plays. The benefit of... yeah, the reclaim I think is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. The other thing we could think about is maybe sacking another presence in here, maybe, if we're worried about hitting our cap. The nice thing, though, we can absorb essence growth this turn, which might give us otherwise awkward elements. For example, for this ability here. See, these are so rarely easy to do, you know, so rarely worthwhile in my experience. So 2 water, 3 mountains, 2 green. So if we did this and this, we'd need an extra 2 green and 2 mountains, which is, there's 1 off there. There's a water there, there's a mountain there. And there's a, oh god, can we actually do it? I think regardless of whether we can or cannot do that, I think that is still the right play. So I think we add a presence and we reclaim. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to absorb the essence. Yeah. Yep. So, and we want to sacrifice a presence somewhere as well, I think. Yep. Interestingly, we don't actually have targeting in here. So I might move this presence to here. It might get eaten. And the other thing we want to play around is we want to make sure we've got at least 4 presents on the board in case we get the Blighted Island card that just destroys 3 of your presents. So there's that. But that's like, we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. Oh, we've got Reclaim 1. Peasant, we've got Reclaim 1. You Flaming Galar. We could gain the Major this turn. Probably not use it. I'd forgotten we had Reclaim 1. Okay. That does change things a little bit. If we just reclaim Unrelenting Growth, we could gain our major this turn, which means we can plan. We've got things we could forget as well. And the Aegis, if we Aegis in here, we would actually prevent a blight going down and keep the island healthy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. So we're not going to reclaim. This we can live with the fact we've got no targeting in there. I'm going to gain a major power that we're probably not going to use this turn. So yeah, we'll reclaim that next. And probably, yeah, we've got Panthers or Gift of the Deeps that we can forget. See what we get. Okay, ooh. Okay, so this is Moonfire, but Vengeance of the Dead is funky. It's very funky. Rap is actually just really good. It's really good. We've even got a stack here. There is no universe where I'm going to use this turn though. Yeah, we don't have the energy to use this and Unrelenting Growth. We're only short by one. Oh, wait. We might, yeah, maybe we will do this. Except we don't have useful paratroopers to bring over there. It might even be worth playing just for the Defend 5. Moon, Air, Beast. What about the others here? What about the others? Element. This has got nice range on it, but it's a sacred site requirement that we're not really that into. Firevine is cool. I like Firevine, but the wilds aren't so strong against England. It is ramping damage over time, but it does have the green on it. Oh, I think I'm going to go with Rap. And here's the thing. If I, this turn, go up this track, I'm going to have a 6 energy income in future turns. Which is going to be good. So, we could defend in here, keep the island healthy. I think that's beneficial. We do have to bear in mind that there's going to basically be a double build in here this turn. This I need to not forget. Because we don't actually have any fast... Yeah, I don't have any kind of fast destruction. Also, I've got to bear in mind that there are events in play. Yeah, let me just look at that. Look at these mages again. Yeah, I actually need to be really careful of this. I will take that. And I will get rid of Panthers. And now, God, now I'm thinking, I'm getting worried about this. Getting worried. Gonna take the growth. We do have an any element. Yeah, this is worrying. The trouble with defending here is actually we're keeping more of our presence on the board than we want. So the Aegis is still probably better, kind of. We're 2 mountains short of being able to do the extra growth option. The not being able to actually teleport the Dahan. Oh, we could teleport from here. Ooh, okay. Alright, so what does this look like? This is... Okay, we've got no mountains in this at all. So basically, all this is irrelevant. What this will mean is that next turn we'll have 6 energy income. It'll also mean we've got a counterattack, which we could use to destroy the city and gain 2 fear. It also means we have a healthy island next. Unless this is coastal lands, this is going to be up to 6, which is a problem. That's a real problem, and that could be how I lose. Damn it. Yeah, because this is going to go... It's on 4, so it'll go up to 6 this turn. Yikes, that is worrying. We've got no fast damage. This is way more YOLO than I want it to be, and we can't... I don't have any way of pushing a town out with these cards here. Oh god, oh god. Do we have... in this... Where we get grant offered wrap, do we actually have any better options that will help us with this? Okay, we can't target Pillar of Living Flame, unfortunately. 1 damage per... Yeah, we don't have... We haven't drawn anything that will help in here at all. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Damn it. So we'll get rid of the Panthers. I mean, we could go with Drought instead of Unrelenting Growth. Now, that doesn't feel great either. We will still get here, but we're gonna be really nerfing our growth. And the island will still blight, but London won't be so threatening. How many... we've still got potential... At least we've either got 2 or 3 escalation effects. Drought next turn is going to be too slow to help here. So I actually think I'm going to still take Wrap. And I'm going to get rid of Prowling Panthers. And I'm going to get my Drought back. And it's weird. It's weird, I know. And it's not weird and wonderful either. It's just weird. I need to use the Any to get the threshold on Drought, because why not? And it's a weird turn. I make no... Weird to not take the growth option, but I think I need to not die. So, we can wrap from here to here. Take these 2. And let's see what our event is. Rising interest in the island. So we can ignore their curiosity. So return the top card of the invader deck to the box. That might actually be good for us. That's 1 less escalation effect. Add a town to a land without 1. That's not a big deal. Or we can weave lies in the minds of their observers. Return top fear card to the box. Useful. Buildings do extra damage. And then beast stuff. Buildings do extra damage. This is basically giving us 4 fear, kind of. Can we easily get that aid? We have a singular... We could pay with raw energy. Do we have a... We don't have an air card to forget. We'd have to pay 3 energy to remove a fear card. That's... every bit helps, right? Ignore curiosity is going to add a town somewhere. Yeah, there's not really anywhere I want to add a town. If we spend our 3 energy here... Oh, yeah, this is a grim and tricky. This is going to speed up the game a little bit. One of the nice things about playing against England is they're not that quick. Am I really thinking about spending this 3 energy here? Could forget Rapid Wings of Sunlight for the sake of 3 energy. That is nasty, especially as it's just potentially very good for us. So if I spend the 3 energy, then next turn I will have an energy income of 1, which is not really a turn. If we speed it up, we're making the game a lot harder for ourselves. But having a turn where we do nothing is even worse. So I think I forget Wrap. God, this turn has been weird. I'd be interested. Feel free to comment if you how you would play out this turn. I feel like I might be almost like fighting shadows at this point. So I think I'm gonna weave. Oh wait, the extra building damage means that this also blights. I think we ignore that. I think we ignore. We need that energy. We're going to add a town somewhere. And horrible. If we add it in here, let's add it in here with these to harm. Ah, but the trouble is we add it here, then they'll get the build in there. This build here will be in there. These incidental builds don't matter that much, but they are kind of annoying. If we put this in here, it doesn't really change anything. Unless we get really unlucky and get a mountain. I'm going to put it in there. And we do get to add a beast to a jungle without blight. So we will add one in. Let's add one in here. And a wilds in a land with Dahan. Okay, well, do you have a... Yeah, I mean, against England, the wilds are less useful, but it's fine. Explore doesn't affect coastal lands. That's potentially good. Wetland build. Damn it! Oh yeah, of course, they build in there anyway. So we do get to fight back here, so we destroy the city. And the island is blighted. Oof. Okay, this isn't a bad one for us. In fact, this is a good one. It'd be nice to have more blight to play with. So destroy a blight and remove it. Destroy a presence and remove a town. That's actually good for us. We can even remove a town from here. So again, we like to think about Aegises. This is a good Aegis land. This is also a good Aegis land. This is not such a good Aegis land, so we'll get rid of this one. We'll get rid of that. And then we've got Portland land. I'm going to remove... Oh, but we're about to drought in here anyway, so that is pointless. So we're currently in the Ravage, so these are about to shunt over. If I remove this, it's going to prevent a city build next turn, which is pretty good. Well, same here, but this is kind of inland. So I think I'm going to remove this. Also, it's in with blight anyway. And then jungle builds and explore. So yeah, horrible. Okay, so we do have a singular damage with this, which is irrelevant, but we can drought in here at least. And we don't need to play around the blight card that destroys 3 of my presence anymore. I mean, still, you'd probably want more blight, more presence than this, but... Okay, Serpent rouses... Oh, I actually kind of never really noticed that it does damage to every building. Not that it really makes any odds. Let's just do it in here. Okay. Okay then. So, what's the situation? We don't have a pressing London threat now, which is nice, but we do have a very blighted island. We've got a Ravage here that will be a game ender. Because it will be an overflow. So we need to defend in here and in here. And we don't need to defend in here, but you don't want to be on 1 blight because there are a lot of cards that will spoil your day if you are on 1 blight. So we need to do something. We also... I think this might... tricky decision. Not going Unrelenting Growth next turn means that this turn obviously is far weaker. But there might not have been a this turn. So I think we definitely need to reclaim. Yikes. Can we... What's our best... we've not really been absorbing, so our Aegis is not great. Not the best Aegis you've ever seen. We could... I mean, we kind of have to Aegis, though, otherwise we just lose. So we could be forced to Aegis in here and Wrap in here. Nice thing is the Wrap counterattack would be pretty good. And we've got the presence up here, so we don't need to worry about that. Except what we could do is we could move a presence in with Reclaim and then... with this move presence here, and then use Wrap from here to get a really nice counterattack in here, wiping out those 2 cities for basically another fear card. Also, it's a Terror. It would be a Terror 2 fear card, which is, it's pretty good. I think that's what I'm doing. So we might be letting this one go. Putting an Aegis in here. So we might get lucky. The Beast might do something. Got counterattacking here for another fear card, and the Aegis to defend in here completely, and well, unless we get unlucky, or in here. So we're going to be reclaiming and moving that to there. Then we've got another option. We will have enough energy to Aegis and wrap, or we could use our reclaim 1 instead of using this reclaim, which would have an inferior counterattack, but it would mean we could gain a power card. No, I think we go with the clearing this here. So yeah, it doesn't matter what order we do these in. So we're going to move this one from here to here. And we're going to add a presence. How many? And we've only got 3 presents on the board, so we are fine. We are fine. But yeah, we've been doing very minimal Aegising, and this unrelenting growth sat here unused is a sad sight. We did get to use it once though, which is still a hell of a lot of acceleration. So we are going to get a moon, a mountain. Yeah, we're going to be able to do a town push with this turn, so that we do want to have a presence in with a town potentially. So maybe here would be good. It will take this from being a 6 damage ravage in the future down to a 3. We could even push in here, but there's not a lot going on right now. So yeah, I think that's good, especially as we're so tight on our blight situation. It's a shame though, because it kind of means that drought's off the menu now. Okay, we've got our wrap, we've got our Aegis. We should soon become OP-ish. Right, so we know what our plan is. Oh, okay, that was also lucky. I'd not factored in the Aegis there, but luckily I can Aegis from here, so. Okay, that's that. We want at least a moon. Yeah, we don't have any plants, so we can just ignore all this. At least a moon, which gets us that crucial ability. That's that. So we're going to wrap from here and into here, and we're going to move all of these, and then we can Aegis here. And that should boost the defend here. That's actually hidden here just to give me just to freak me out. Okay, farmers seek the Dahan for aid. On each board, 2 damage to Dahan and land with buildings and Dahan. Add a blight, so we really don't want that blight. We're probably going to have to do this. Add a town to a land with Dahan. Next ravage becomes a build. Oh, this is a horrible one. Because we've got a really good counterattack set up. And then we've got disease. It's because this is a lovely counterattack. Oh yeah, we do definitely have to defend. This is a non-trivial decision. We've got no blight removal whatsoever. Apart from unrelenting growth, but this is difficult blight removal. So I think we're going to have to teach. I mean, it still works out well for us. I mean, yeah, I think it's still good. Except it means the next normal ravage becomes a build, which is a city here, a town here, and a town here. Yeah, it's actually okay. It's actually okay. We're going to run out of escalation effects soon, and then the London threat isn't quite so bad, the alternate loss condition, so I think I am going to teach them. We add a town to land with Dahan somewhere. I think this is the town for us. And disease to land with both Dahan invaders, do 2 damage to Dahan. We'll keep our Doom stack here, except we don't actually have presence in here. Yeah, 4 Dahan is nice. So I think we'll get rid of one here. Each player adds a strife to a town. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1. We've actually got the ability to remove a town here because we've got 2 fire, 2 mountain for Serpent rouses. And I was going to do it in here, so this negative health effect is actually pretty cool. So we need to add a strife somewhere. Okay, we are defending here. There's no need to add strife in. Oh, they're building here anyway. They're building here anyway, peasant. I think adding where there's a lone town is good. Yeah, let's add here. There is blight in there. Each player moves an explorer a town for coastal land. Thanks. Thanks, Fear Card. God damn it. God damn it. They're going to build in here anyway because of all these buildings. That's a shame. Oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. Jungle Ravage is actually a build because of the event. And England gets to try and build London in either of these jungles. So this one has blight in, this one doesn't. Don't think it really makes much odds, honestly. Except this one, I suppose, is a bit more splattable because it doesn't have the blight in it. Bit more splatty. Okay, we're now away. We are now out of. We don't have. We no longer have escalation effects, so the threat of London is slightly less of a big deal. So we're gonna. This should actually be just be a 2-health town now. Because of the event card, right? Oh, Jesus Christ, peasant. Never mind. Never mind. So I'm gonna push in here because there's no one in that mountain. So yeah, that's a fear card, a fear I've missed out on. Okay, so this ravage here is a 4 ravage. We're in a position where we can get to 4 actions, and all of a sudden defending with one of my action plays is not horrible. Finally, it's not horrible. We do also have the Reclaim 1 there, so probably it's worth using. I think if I go with 4 energy, I could maybe play Growth and Defend in here, and then we should be 1 really strong next turn. But God, it's so slow. Alternatively, I could go this way, get the 6 energy, get this, have it go up to 10 energy, and play Growth and Wrap. We could, except we don't have a presence. Yeah, we could place a presence. Oh, we can't place a presence in there because of the blight. And yeah, okay, fine. We could place a presence in here, move them across. They would clear this city in the ravage. The growth. If we growth, we can become OP. What I would do for some easy blight removal. Can we get this unrelating growth blight removal? Not really. Not in any sane way. Not in any sane way. Gonna take a short break. Okay, I've returned from my break. I did sit and think about it for a little while, not that long, but what I'm thinking actually. So originally I was saying about gaining the energy, going to here. But actually, I'm going to cut it closer than that. What I think I'm going to do is going to go gain a power card. So it will gain me an energy. And then place a presence from here. So I have 7 energy to play with, which would be the Unrelenting Growth and the Wrap. The Wrap... yeah, so the presence I place in here, drag this across. And the reason I'm doing that is that this desert situation is looking really bad for someone sat on 2 blight. I haven't really been absorbing essence much, so my Aegis isn't going to be great over here. I need to do something pretty sharpish, and I think my best chance is to get a really useful major power. Bearing in mind that I'm going to be Unrelenting Growth in the slow phase, so it doesn't matter how expensive it is. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. So, going to gain another major power. Probably forgetting Drought, but we'll see what we get. Okay, these are all slow. So this is exactly the situation I didn't want to have next turn when I'm worrying about these deserts. Because, yeah, these are all slow. These will do nothing for me. In fact, this is some of my least used powers, so I'm very glad I got this draw this turn rather than last turn. Crikey. I mean, this, we might be forced to go for a sacrifice victory. Can we get this? I mean, we've got some of this stuff on our track anyway. It's a lot of fear too, even without threshold. And we are going to be hitting this if we want it. The trouble is, how do we survive all this desert shenanigans next turn? That's the thing that's awkward. It's going to be build this turn, and then a lot of stuff we can't do a lot about. Because these are both going to be 6 damage ravages, so I suppose we could absorb essence this turn and next turn, and then we get a defend 5 from our Aegis. That's something I hadn't really considered, but then we're also not defending in here. Probably should have thought about them before. I mean, this is a horrible selection of cards. So we could this turn absorb essence, unrelenting growth instead of defending in here, but then we've got the situation with Saturn 1 blight, which is not good enough. It's not good enough. So I don't like that. With events in the game, you can't afford to sit on a blight. You just can't. Okay, this is a card that I'm not sure I've ever consciously used. Maybe like some kind of late night Spirit Island game in the back room of a seedy club, maybe, but not. I mean, it's a lot of fear. These are elements that shouldn't be too tricky. This is, you know, this is even more fear, but cost is kind of no problem. The Water Mountain, we've got Water Mountain here, we've got a couple of Ennies. This shouldn't be too bad. Everyone loves a bit of cast down. I don't really want to sacrifice victory though, but I might have to. It's just, this is not going that well. Sweep into the sea. Do we want to squeak that out this turn? Except it won't destroy the city. Could we get threshold on sweep? We do have a water on our track here. Actually, wait a second. If we could repeat it on an adjacent land, we could make both of these Aegisable. But that would be at the cost of defending in here. Oh, also the cost of not unrelenting growthing. So if we were to go, say, sweep and wrap, which we could just afford, that's actually not too bad. So our any off our track would be a daylight. Then we'd have a water off our track. We could do that in here and here. So target coastal land, destroy all explorers and towns. So we could destroy both the towns in here. It would mean there'd be a city and an explorer in each of these, which would be defendable with Aegis next turn. And I would defend in here with the counterattack from Wrap. However, the downside is that I'm not using my unrelenting growth. But I would still be in the game. We are an energy shy of being able to do sweep and growth this turn. I know all the Wombos are going to be like, oh, get cast down. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, so do I go growth and defend? God, if I could remove a blight somewhere, that would be just wonderful. Thing is, if we do play the double blight, to double presence placement, we're going to be able to play loads of cards, which means things like Gift of Primordial Deeps, which means things like blight removal, which means, you know, not just losing. So if I don't do the sweep in the sea, we're then in a kind of losing situation next turn, because we have 2 defends that we can't do with cards in hand. We would be completely reliant on a YOLO draw. So I think I have to do this and not unrelenting growth. God damn it. And at this point, it's like, do I just forget Unrelenting Growth? Am I just talking myself out of a victory here? The Unrelenting Growth this turn would mean... So I'll be on 6 this turn. What it means, either 12 energy or 4 plays in any. You know, that's a good position to be in. It means I can start using Gift of Primordial Deeps. If I go to this turn, I can just go to this next turn. Maybe... You know, maybe the Unrelenting Growth is just greedy. At this stage. I mean, it is just greedy. God, I think I'm going to do this. And maybe I get rid of Unrelenting Growth. God. What a time to be alive. So, in order to play Sweep... Oh, we can't wrap as well. Doesn't... Oh, we can. Because we get the 6 energy here. So... And how many of these we got on the board? Just 4 presents. We should be... Yeah, we're fine. So, we are going to be sweeping in here, which is fine. We don't have to worry about those range considerations. And we are going to be wrapping. So, we need to drag some Dahan in there. So, we'll drag from here. We'll take this. So, now we grab our wrap back. Okay, I was worried it wouldn't tick up to where I wanted it to be. And now if we go sweep, wrap, we then just get the 3rd daylight. Ooh. Yeah, this... see, that's not so hard. But this second sweep is what means that hopefully we can defend in here. Now, we do have events, etc. But... Yeah, God, this is a bit more clutch than I thought it would be. That does seem to be the nature of the thematic boards, though. It does kind of... It does seem to be kind of how it goes. It looks like everything's fine, and then all of a sudden, everything's terrible. On each board with invaders, add a blight to a coastal land. See, this is horrible. Can prevent by destroying 2 presents. Now, that's probably what we'll do. On each board, push a beast to an adjacent land with no blight. Defend 1 per Dahan. Okay, so I think we're destroying presents here. Yeah, we're destroying presents. We need to be... Yeah, we've got presence that's superfluous as well. So it'll ask me to click and then I can destroy the presence. So let's get rid of this one. Because this is... You know, these are all different land types. I know we're about to go into 3, but... odds are be less useful for Aegising purposes. Do we even have any Serpent Rousing? Not really. This is a really good Aegis spot. In fact, it's the best Aegis spot. So probably get rid of this one. Yeah, get rid of this one. Okay, and then we push a beast to an adjacent board where it does a damage. We could actually push it in here. Then we'll kill that guy. Okay, jungle builds. And then Retland Ravage gets us another card. That's a lot of sand building. Jungle sand. Oh, crikey. That looks absolutely horrible. I should have just cast down. Except I wouldn't have survived the cast down turn. That's the trouble with that. Sweep actually will get rid of all the extra explorers that have just come in. I had not factored that in. Thanks, Sweep. Thank you. So we're going to sweep these ones. We could push them all from here to here and then destroy them, but there's no reason to do it that way. And then we'll do it in here as well. And then we have a damage that doesn't make any odds. Okay, so what have we got? What's the situation now? We don't care about this build. We do care about all this shenanigans. So, we've only got 3 presents on the board as well. We need to Aegis to defend. We probably want to move this presence if we can. This is a 3, 7, 10 damage Ravage. So if we Aegis as well as wrap, we actually still won't have the energy we need. Sorry, the defend we need. Unless we also absorb essence. which we could afford. So that would be 5 plus plus 4 from each, and that defends everything. And we've got a good counterattack there. That feels pretty decent. There's this Ravage here that will just incidentally lose us the game. No big deal. That's an 8 damage Ravage. We might have to YOLO for gift, but there's not much fast blight removal in the deck, and what there is would require coastal land without Dahan or a sacred site. So we were unlikely to get help with that from gift. So actually, this is probably, we have to let this land go, because this land is a loss. 3, 4, 5, 8. So even if we were to wrap, we'd have to sort here, we'd need wrap and an additional defend card. Now, Gift of Primordial Deeps might supply another defend card, but that we could immediately play, potentially. It also might supply us with fast blight removal. To do that, we'd actually kind of need to make a sacred site. Oh, we could move or potentially from the coastal blight removal card, whose name evades me right now. But this one we can, in theory, just let go. These we can't. We have to Aegis in here. And we have to do something about this. This is sitting on 5 buildings, so we're not quite lost there. We are just holding on by a thread. We do need Aegis, and we're probably going to need Wrap. And we also are going to need to place a presence, so we can't... We might have to do this option here. Place a presence, reclaim. The trouble with that, of course, is it means we're not gaining any new solutions. And the trouble is that what we have in hand is not solving this problem. However, we do have gift. If you go to here, if we place this presence, we'll have the 4 plays. We could play this for 3 energy, this for 1 energy, this for 1 energy, which is 5 energy. Maybe this for elements. We could play 3 energy, 6 energy, 7 energy, which we can't afford if we're going to reclaim 2. The thing is that this... I mean, we might get help from this fear card. Are we actually really YOLOing on Gift of Primordial Deeps? I think that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. We also are going to probably need both cards. It's too much of a YOLO to expect this to solve all of our problems down here. So we have to reclaim both Aegis and Wrap. We have to do that. We can at least rescue our presence from here and move it to here. We can't move it to make a sacred site. So yeah, I think we're placing a presence and we're reclaiming. So yeah, got the YOLOs. It's very YOLO. And we need the 4th play to hopefully get help from gift. So I'm actually going to make a sacred site in here because we might get lucky and draw Nature's Resilience, I think it is. What that would mean is we could potentially use that in here to remove this, yoink this blight, or just straight up defend. So that's that option, and then we reclaim. And I'm going to move this presence where it's probably would get destroyed into here, because we're going to still need to defend in here in the future. We are a long way from Terra 3. England is a long and brutal encounter. You know, that's kind of it's just the nature of the beast. So the trouble we have here is... The trouble we have is if we play a 3rd card, we won't have the energy to use this ability here. That ability, given that's what I'm banking on saving the day, that's non-negotiable. Okay, so we're Aegising over here. we're wrapping in here. Oh, I forgot to count at... oh, we can bring these couple of Dahan over. And that, yeah, this needs to be here anyway. And the Sacred Site is just to prevent losing, so we don't want to be too optimal with the wrap. Yeah, because we'll just lose. Okay, so we're very much in YOLO territory. Yeah, we can't play Drought. I wonder if the ordering matters. Play it immediately, I think, means that it's just going to be part of our stack. So I don't think... I think if I do this first, that's still fine. Okay. We could still get lucky on the fear card / event in here. Right, but what do we have? Song of Sanctity is horrible. This is blight removal. It has okay elements for us. I think I'm going to take this. Pay an energy to remove a blight. We're actually not going to have the energy to use it this turn, though. So maybe, weirdly, unusual situation where I might actually take Song of Sanctity. Do we have a target for it? Not really. Maybe in this coastal desert, actually, except it's a desert, not a mountain or jungle. So I think I will take this, even though I can't use it this turn. Call to Dahan Ways is not as useful, potentially, as blight removal. So I'm going to take this. I'm not going to play it, because I can't actually afford to use it. He says, let's quickly double check. Yeah, if I play it, I'll have 0 energy. So I'll gain those elements. Okay, we're leaning hard into the... this fear card is a lot riding on you. So we can Aegis in here. So that hopefully will defend those 2 coastal deserts. And then we can wrap. The other nice thing with the wrap is bringing these Dahan in may mean that the event card helps us. By granting a little bit of extra defend. But we'll see. We'll see. It's all on these flips now. It's all on these flipping flips. So we are at Terra 2. Invaders do +3 damage when ravaging lands with discs. Well, okay. Each beast destroys an explorer. Add a beast to board with that one. So it's all on this fear card now. Not enough help from here. Oh, we did have an element. Oh god, I hope that's not relevant. Well, it's too late because we've seen the event card anyway. Oh, and we lose in here. The event card's killed us. Damn it, event card. Brutal. Alright, let's just play it out then. So each beast destroys an explorer. Yeah, irrelevant. Okay, skip the next normal explore. During the next invader phase, draw an additional explore card. That could have been a really nice reprieve, but it doesn't matter. Because the extra damage in here is going to kill us. So, we'll do the good news first. And we also didn't get help in here either. And that's it. That's the loss. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, what's my take-home here? What is the take-home? I'm not sure. If you have a good take-home message for this one, let me know. If you like the video. And if you have suggestions, there'll be like some kind of rules in the pinned comment about that. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me. And yeah, until next time, keep it spiritual.